Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
To Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
This is Andrew Tate's $1 billion empire going from a starving kickboxer to the most Googled man in the world. But is he really who he says he is? Chapter 1. Suspicious Upbringings. On December 1st of 1986, Emory Andrew Tate III was born at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. His mother Eileen met his father Emory Tate II in the UK while he was working for the Air Force before moving to the United States to start a family.
We have Eileen, Andrew, and Tristan.
But Andrew's upbringing was far from normal.
My father worked for the CIA. He was a linguist. When you join the Air Force, you do a test. He did fantastically in the IQ test. He's top 1 percentiles, and he learned Russian, German, Spanish.
Hola, todos mis amigos en los Estados Unidos.
In addition, he was also a 5-time military chess champion. His grandfather, Emory Tate Sr., was also a World War II veteran who specialized in bare-knuckle boxing across the state of Georgia. While living with his father, he was trained in physical and mental warfare from a young age, coming second place in county wrestling at 4, and becoming a chess prodigy beating adults by the age of 6. In 1997, his parents divorced and his mother moved back to Luton in the UK in order to raise Andrew and his 2 younger siblings with government and family support. His mother signed the 2 boys up for a self-defense course in the absence of his father's strength. It was here he would meet Amir Subasic, a Bosnian martial artist who fought in his country's wars, then immigrated to Luton to start Storm Gym on November 1st of 1999. In addition, he also pursued his own MMA career. Andrew worked a minimum wage job at a fish market before quitting to pursue his fighting career. He quickly became Amir's star pupil, winning fights around England, but the brothers were still dead broke.
Previous sales experience, I was at the time working in sales. I said, oh, I made this much sales, etc. I'll pay the rent, you keep fighting, because I was helping to support his kickboxing career. One day Andrew looks at me and he says, you know what, Tristan, I'm just going to start selling for the same company you're selling for. And I said, Andrew, no, you can't do that.
Chapter 2. Getting Rich. In order to increase his pay as a fighter, he needed to increase his popularity, which he did through becoming a showman and creating a larger-than-life personality. His humble demeanor disappeared, instead mastering his ability to play the role nobody wanted to, the villain.
Sidekick, pay me money to talk about how amazing Sidekick is.
I managed to turn my small sidekick, well I say small, they pay me £1,000 a month, my sidekick money, into 21 grand.
But how was he getting all of these belts? Was he really the 76-9 4-time kickboxing world champion? Technically, the answer is yes. He traveled across Europe competing in smaller sanctioned competitions in order to win belts. These tournaments had notoriously bad conditions, including multiple fights per day and crazy weight cuts.
I'm ready to kill. I don't do this for fun. This is not a sport to me. I don't enjoy it. I hate training. I hate fighting. This is I was born for this. I have no choice. I'm in there to kill. That's it. Pain.
Oftentimes, the fighters he beat had only ever fought him on record, which makes his career accomplishments seem suspiciously crafted. However, he continued to curate his image, appearing on more reality TV shows like Infusion, where he lived and competed against other fighters, or Big Brother.
So they took me into the diary room and they said, we're really concerned about the dynamic of the house. This is all off camera. Yeah. So they sat and thought, this is a liability. We got to get this guy out of here. So they used the sex tape as an excuse.
Okay.
So it was all bullshit.
He also started The Hateful Tate, a 29-episode docuseries where he had a videographer follow his life.
Start doing this Hateful Tate thing with my man Dave.
You might have a very boring 2 months if it's just me working and doing what I normally do outside the ring, which is basically just work.
But this is when he got stuck again.
Invested in this place in Thailand, this property. So I needed money fast. And I said to Tristan, look, I owe us 70 grand. So I'm going to lock myself in my room and I'm not going to leave till I've made it.
I'm writing down all my assets. The only thing I had was, because I'd been fighting all around the world, I had these 6 girlfriends going around the internet, and I saw in the corner, talk to live girls now. My girls can do that.
And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just pure, just famoosers.
Do you speak English?
No.
We were taking their money.
Do you like Mr. Tate?
Tate?
Andrew.
Yes.
All of it. If they come and say, well, what kind of, bro, all of it. We're fucking milking them dry.
With money coming in, he wasn't willing to sacrifice his new business in order to compete at the highest level of kickboxing, where he'd face world-class competition. Instead, he and Tristan stopped traveling to double down on the webcam business, where they managed over 75 women taking a cut of their earnings. The only time Andrew would even consider fighting is if the money and the viewership built his brand. He claimed to have made over $7 million from this business in total, however, this wasn't without controversy.
She went to the police. Oh, shit. And told the police I hit her. When I did 5 in the morning, 4 months later, I'm laying in bed. And I heard the door, boom, 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 boom. Like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe.
The Tate brothers are involved in over 6 major legal investigations alongside 21 other charges, all linked to this period. He was the face of this business, so in order to avoid the legal heat, he handed all the operations off to Tristan.
So my brother runs an OnlyFans agency. I'll be honest. So my brother's making 200 grand a month from OnlyFans.
And this is when he started his next operation.
I own 10% of RXF, which is the Romanian UFC. And I'm sitting here and I do the commentary, the English commentary. So I'm commentating. And one of the main sponsors is this casino brand. And this casino brand is owned by 3 brothers. I overheard them say something like they turn over like 18 million a day or something ridiculous money.
He loved businesses that prey on addiction, and he understood the temptation to gamble himself.
There's no live dealers, it's just machines. So it's like arcade setup.
The casino are now being spent on slot machines.
They're not being spent, being invested.
Chapter 3, The Most Googled Man. Tate was successful, but he wasn't growing at the rate he wanted. Andrew thought he was going to run his casinos and fade off into the Romanian underworld, but fate had different plans for him.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
We'll be suspending all travel from Europe.
Italy this evening, it just gets worse.
And everyone to work at home if possible, postpone unnecessary travel.
His casinos lost almost all their revenue overnight, but it wasn't all bad. He was now stuck in his compound and was back to scheming new ways to make money. This is when he came across the internet marketing gurus like Tai Lopez making millions of dollars.
I keep seeing the same shit by morons, day in, day out. I scroll up and down through this fucking thing on my phone, and it genuinely pisses me off.
He was already used to playing the villain, so why not do it on social media?
I fucking hate everybody.
To me, if you sit and say humans should be vegetarian, it's the same as saying I don't believe in gravity.
Cure attention deficit disorder for any child. Watch me cure it with old school violence.
Rev. So fuck off, mate. You don't pay the fucking petrol bill.
He started CobraTate.com with a host of online courses related to different aspects of his life. His ideal customer was the exact same desperate middle-aged man that was paying the webcam models. The only difference was that the vehicle for the solution had changed. To attract them, he would make controversial tweets in addition to launching his new series Tate Confidential. He kept his iconic style. The only difference was that he had far more money to burn and a new cameraman in his cousin Luke, who had previously worked at Chipotle. He wasn't viral yet, but important people were starting to take notice.
I just actually met Donald Trump Jr. about a month or a month and a half before this. So I have him on WhatsApp. He's my boy. And I've got 2 or 3 very important Romanian politicians, high level, like Secretary of State, etc. on WhatsApp.
Tate was annoyed that he wasn't more famous yet. He had every reason to go viral, but still, nobody was paying attention. This was when he started studying mass movements and cults. He changed his customer from middle-aged men to young men, a far more susceptible market. He created an enemy larger than life and named it The Matrix, and a solution originally called Hustlers University before rebranding it to The Real World. He became a master orator to deliver his messages clearly.
I move my hands all the time. You can watch any of my take speeches, I move my hands. If you watch me on Twitter or Instagram, I move my hands when I talk. I'm always moving my hands when I talk, and this is a habit I've learned.
And the missing piece, he created a pyramid-shaped affiliate distribution program. This is during 2021 when everybody was home and short-form content was on the rise. Because of this, the algorithms were easily exploitable and even encouraged creators to spam post in order to supply the endless demand from doom scrollers. Tate fronted the initial cash to get the operation rolling. After he had momentum, here's how the process would work. A young man would see Tate clips and get curious about who this guy was. He would find longer format content of Tate, further increasing his trust with him. Then he would see that he could achieve everything Tate had for the small price of $50 a month. After he had joined, he was given a variety of different business models, but decided to join the clipping team for some reason. Unlike e-commerce or copywriting that he knew nothing about, decided to join the clipping team for some reason, especially Tate's.
But reveal how I've generated a little bit over $5,700 with the affiliate program inside Andrew Tate's community, and how you can easily do that too.
And finally, he was provided with every single editing guide or resource he'd ever need, along with Tate jetting around and attending every single podcast he could. In less than a year of this strategy, he became omnipresent and his follower count exploded endlessly. His program, The Real World, was making $11 million per month on subscription alone. In addition to this, he also had his private mastermind group, The War Room. This program served that older demographic of Andrew Tate fans, but had a much higher price point. Essentially, it was a group of Telegram chats with a focus on network and discussing strategies with other high-value men. They would also have in-person events where they lived the Tate lifestyle. The brothers had become wealthy beyond their wildest dreams, but they really had no clue what to do with all this money. But just like the story of Icarus, Andrew flew too close to the sun. Chapter 4. Power Games.
For 6 straight months, Andrew Tate has trended. He's been the most Googled man on the planet. But in recent days,
virtually every tech company on the planet banned him. He was taken off Instagram
and Facebook. Both of his accounts have been suspended.
And now TikTok.
Why did Andrew Tate get banned?
They did not tell me. They did not send me an email. Nobody told me, whether it was YouTube that banned me or Meta that banned me. They banned me instantly and forever without any kind of correspondence.
Overnight, the Tate brothers had dozens of hit pieces on them. The world was divided, and at the peak of this fame, you either hated them or you loved them. Andrew publicly adopted the teaching of Islam during this period, which, regardless of whether genuine, was a part of restoring his image.
I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you, which I've just been through. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And strike 3
The controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania.
Why do you say that about are the accusation realistic?
The Matrix has attacked me.
So a very short response from him, led away there with his brother. Inside, when they raided that property, police found guns, they found knives and wads.
I don't know what's happening, right? Like, what really happened, and why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it, and what do they have on him? I don't know.
The suspects organized a criminal
all-male society, the War Room.
As for the allegations against Tate,
BBC has uncovered evidence that dozens of women were potentially groomed into online sex work by the influencer.
He is not a human trafficker. He would never rape anybody, and he would certainly never ever human traffic anyone.
It's recently reported that schools across the UK are in crisis as the effects of online influencer Andrew Tate's vile misogyny infiltrates our classrooms and society.
As a brother and a close friend over 15 years, I spent a lot of time with Andrew behind the scenes, behind the sunglasses and all the content you see, and he's one of the nicest, most loving guys there is.
Talk to me about what was going through your mind in that moment.
I was scared to death. I was terrified that I might die.
I just want to put out there that everything you're seeing on the news right now is all false accusation. As for someone who knows him personally, I can confidently say that he's such a nice man. He's very generous. I think the media is just portraying a really bad image of him.
And then came December 29th of 2022. After 6 months locked away, he was back. But things seemed different now. He had more lawsuits than he could count, and due to his Romanian case, he was forced to stay on house arrest. In his time away, his clipping army had died down since he hadn't created any new content and also had no major accounts to connect with his followers. He only posted on X and Rumble, but he had lost access to majority of his audience. Eventually, he went back to his usual content, but people were starting to get tired. When was he going to launch his counterattack on the Matrix? He spent his days tweeting, getting more involved in the crypto space, and even rug pulling some meme coins himself. Just like how he got started with social media, he saw the business of influencer boxing during this time and knew he could do better. This is when, in October of 2025, he was publicly announced as the CEO of Misfits Boxing, and that he had a fight with influencer boxer Chase Damour for the heavyweight title on December 20th.
Say hello to your new CEO. I wouldn't say it was a hostile takeover, but it was certainly planned. And Mams and I are going to be working together to finally put Misfits where it belongs on the world stage.
Immediately, the hype was back, and all that attention he had lost during his time away had come right back to him. To capitalize on this, he partnered with online casino Duel.com. This created even more controversy as it goes against the teachings of Islam. However, given his history in the casino business and crazy deals these companies give out, it kinda makes sense why he did this. Now, everybody thought he was going to give Chase a beatdown, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
Folgt.
And still, the Misfits Boxing Heavyweight Champion of the World!
Out there, you didn't give up. Talk to us about what it feels like to be back here.
Yeah, I'm 10 years out, 40 years old. Gave it my all, but he's tough. I don't know what to say, he's really tough. Chase deserves this win, I'm really happy for him, genuinely.
Do you have a message to all the fans back home that are watching you?
It's okay to lose, but it's not okay to not try. You have to. He's younger than me, he's 20 kilo bigger than me, he's more active than me. I didn't fight a pussy, I fought the champ.
Going into 2026, things only got worse for him when he went to a streamer meetup and ran into some controversy to say the least. Now, Tate has always been a hustler. He's announced publicly that he wants to run to be the Prime Minister of England in the future, but in order to make that a reality, he needs to clean up his brand. Regardless of whether he becomes the next Donald Trump, I'm sure we'll have more in store for the near future. Now, I hope the time you spent on this video is worth the value you got in return, and I will see you in the next one.